Three strikes and still beating. I came back home, got down in the same garage, walked through the same door into the den, and there she was, my golden retriever. She came lazily trotting over, tail swaying like she was in a dog food commercial, shot in slow motion. Not exactly a ticker tape parade. Honestly, her reaction was underwhelming. No joyful sprint, no jumping on me like I had returned from war. Just a casual, "Oh, you again?" expression and a half hearted tail flick. She must have been thinking, "You haven't taken me on a walk in days. Did you die or something?" Yes, yes, I did. Kind of. Maybe she picked up on the hospital smell or the faint scent of antiseptic mixed with existential dread. She looked at me with those eyes, equal parts curiosity and concern. Like she was wondering, are we still walking today? Or are we both just broken now? I was a little disappointed by her muted welcome. But hey, what do you expect from that disloyal dog? Still, she was there. And for a moment, that was enough. Besides, I had bigger things to worry about, like the fact that there was now a 50,000 shocker in my chest that could go off at any moment. My daughters came rushing to see me. At least someone was excited. They looked relieved to see me upright, but I could see the worry in their faces. I must have looked frail to them, shrunken, off. I wanted to hug them tight, but then I remembered I hadn't showered in days. Still wrapped in that faint cloud of hospital funk, saline, and ICU sweat. So I held off. I was slowly turning back into the familiar sounds and smells of my house. The refrigerator humming, birds chirping outside, my dog's clocks click-clacking on the wood floor, the warm scent of a candle someone had lit, Indian food, maybe some takeout too. It was comforting, but I couldn't shake the feeling that something had fundamentally changed in my body. I tried to climb the stairs to get to our bedroom and shower in my own bath. I took 2 steps up and knew I wasn't going to make it. My wife gently suggested I go lie down in the downstairs guest room. I didn't argue, just shuffled there and plopped. I lay down on the guest bed and immediately felt a sharp shooting pain across my back, like I'd slept on a bed of rocks. Turns out that's the CPR aftermath. Apparently, it's common to feel bruised all over your back, your chest, like you have been worked over by a heavyweight boxer in scrubs. Later, somebody told me I was very lucky that they didn't break my ribs. That's supposed to be the good news? I drifted off wondering what it would take for the ICD to fire. Would it happen once a day? Every few months? Could it be triggered by a sneeze? A laugh? A wrong step? I was about to find out. I woke up after a few hours and decided I really needed to get a shower. With the help of my wife and daughters, I got to my bath, turned on the shower, with my wife nervously hovering around, not sure when she'd have to jump in and rescue me. Thankfully, there was a bench in the shower. I'd added it during a remodel, thinking I'd use it in my senior years, like in my 70s and 80s. And here I was, using it in my 50s. I think I foresaw the future. With the hot steam and my usual soap and shampoo took a little edge off, I couldn't help but think, here we go again. Another heart incident, another recovery process. Except this time, there was even more uncertainty. Would I be able to handle this? At least I was cleaned up. I changed quickly into my pajamas. At least I wouldn't be naked when I got electrocuted. The next week of recovery was painful. I had contracted pneumonia in the hospital, and with the back pain from CPR, every cough felt like someone was smashing a hammer into my ribs. This was in addition to the pain from the surgery, the trauma of nearly dying, and the psychological stress of not knowing when this new device in my chest might fire. A few friends and neighbors came to see me, less than the last time. I guess they got visitation fatigue. After all, how many major medical events can one guy have? One friend asked me if I saw anything, you know, when I flatlined, like the famous life flashing before your eyes moment, or a tunnel of light, or maybe Morgan Freeman narrating my final thoughts. I thought about it, and honestly, nothing, just darkness, like someone hit the power switch and forgot to turn it back on. I had no clue what happened from the moment I collapsed to when I woke up in the ICU, dazed and wired up. Which feels a little unfair, honestly. I died, came back, and still didn't get any of the perks they show in the movies. No cosmic revelations, no angels, no inspirational montage of my greatest hits, not even a fucking flashback. Is there someone I can file a complaint with? Customer service at heaven? Or earth? Or hell? Anyone? To make things worse, I was dealing with PTSD and depression. That lovely cocktail of fear, rage, sadness, and confusion that hits you after your body quits on you and comes back online with a vengeance. My doctors put me on antidepressants. Great, more meds to take. I bought a new wardrobe just to store my meds, and the unpredictability didn't help. Every twinge, every flutter in my chest made me wonder if the ICD was about to fire. Every normal ache was suddenly a question mark. Is this it? Am I about to go down again? I was angry, frustrated, and I was taking it out on the people I loved most. My family was trying to keep things normal: school, after school activities, drop offs, pickups, but how could they? And here I was, completely useless, couldn't even drive. Thanks to the DMV, I was grounded for 6 months because folks who have a cardiac arrest need to be off the road for 6 months. Apparently, I was no longer road safe. Joke's on them. I was never road safe to begin with. One evening, I was sitting with the family, still in physical and mental pain, but I decided to joke a bit. They were telling me how lucky I was to come back, mentally and physically functional. I said that I wasn't lucky. It was just that when I died and was hanging out in the purgatory, God and devil were arguing. because neither of them wanted me in heaven or hell. So they compromised and sent me back to earth. So, yeah, I was back. Not lucky, just unwanted. Was I lucky? Statistically, yeah. I read later that only 4% of people who have a cardiac arrest outside the hospitals survive. So, technically, I beat the odds. I was lucky to be alive, but here's the thing, I didn't feel lucky because I didn't know if I'd keep surviving from that point on. It wasn't like someone stamped survived on my chart and gave me a free pass. Every day felt like walking on eggshells. Shaky legs, a ticking chest, a heart that had already quit once. Not to mention, my mental health was completely shot. PTSD, depression, fear of the unknown. I was constantly bracing for impact, like life had become one long, drawn out flinch. Lucky? Maybe, but also terrified and very, very breakable. That is the episode. If this episode traumatized you in a good or bad way, share it with your friends. They'll either love you or question your taste. Beaten by life, still beating.